G'day again, Ian. How's it going?
Very good, thank you.
Oh, cool bananas. We've got a bit more wind back today, eh?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Now, you've got a mosquito story for us all.
Yes, during the Second World War there was a raid on Amiens prison.
Amiens?
Amiens. Is it spelled Amiens?
Amiens.
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 I'm
Okay.
not a French speaker.
And it's from France somewhere.
It's in France.
It was a German-controlled French prison in France.
Right. Mike and Warwick are building a model of it now, so in future times I'll do an updated movie of that. So, what was it called again? Amiens.
Amiens prison.
Amiens prison. Okay. And this is the New Zealand mosquitoes.
The first wave to hit was a New Zealand squadron, 487.
Right.
And there was 6 New Zealanders in the first wave, 2 flights of 3. Then the commanding officer of the raid was of the first wave was Wing Commander Smith,
right.
GFC. Flight Lieutenant Barnes was his navigator, and the first flight of 3's job was to basically neutralise the guards.
Okay.
And the raid was timed for midday when they were all having lunch, so that they knew where the guards would be.
Right.
And
this was the first plane here?
That's Wing Commander Smith's plane,
right,
for Robert. And that's EG is 487 Squadron. And H there, that is Flight Sergeant Jennings and Wild Officer Nicholas. They were the second plane. Haven't done the third plane yet, so...
Right.
But,
okay. But it's amazing, you've got all the names and the details and the times and dates and everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of research goes into it.
Right.
And we've got to get it right because someone will realise if it's wrong.
Yeah, they always do, eh?
Yeah, they do.
So the first planes went in.
Yeah, and they...
The guards.
Yeah, basically neutralised the guards, and the other waves knocked down the walls, and some of the prisoners were killed on the raid, but that was an acceptable risk.
Right.
Due to the fact that they actually said they'd rather die by Allied bombs than German execution, which was going to happen. Apparently they dug graves to shoot the resistance fighters.
Okay. Right.
So that was pretty important to
and
get them out.
This was a resistance fighters prison, was it? Or?
Yes, but it was also a mixed prison. There was political prisoners as well,
all right,
and normal criminals.
Yeah.
So it was a mixed prison, but it was run by the Germans. And it was of utmost importance to get the resistance out, just before D-Day too, by the way.
Gosh, okay.
And the French resistance had arranged for vans, cars, taxis, trucks. They were all waiting outside to pick up the escaping prisoners.
Right.
And I think I just read one of the vans even had it closed for them to change.
Yeah,
all sorts of, every roost they had, I mean, bicycles, you name it, they
were all there too.
They took. And it was a hugely successful raid, although some poor souls, innocent souls were lost. But that was the risk of war.
I
think well over 100, maybe close to 300 got out. The odds varied depending who you read.
Yeah. But what an incredible story. There must have been movies made of this, is there?
Oh, yeah, there's also documentaries.
So it's a world-famous story. Yeah.
Very famous. And the Kiwis went in first.
The Kiwis went in first.
Yeah, we went in first. So.
Cool bananas. All right. Okay. Cheers, mate.
All right,
Thanks very much.
Cheers. Bye.
So you know a little bit more about the story, do you, Mike?
Just a few details.
Right.
It was actually the New Zealander who was the AOC of 2 Group, Mary Conningham. He spoke to Basil Embry and asked him how feasible an operation using mosquitoes would be against a target such as Amiens. And Embry said that it was a feasible operation.
Right.
And they started planning from there. And Embry was going to lead the raid, but he was stopped by higher command.
Okay.
Lee Mallory stopped him from leading the operation.
Right.
And Group Captain Pickard, who was going to be number 2, found himself leading the attack.
These are Kiwi guys?
No, Pickard was British.
All right.
But he was flying a 487 Squadron aircraft.
Okay.
But he'd come to fame in the movie Target for Tonight. He'd starred in that,
right,
which was shot documentary style, and him and his crew had become cinema.
Right. But someone flipped a coin or something, did they?
Well, that was the flight commanders of 487 and 464 Squadron, I believe.
All right, so that's the Aussies
as to who would lead. And Pickard had been on what were called the Moon Squadrons, doing drops to the French resistance.
Right.
And flying Lysenders and things, and to pick up agents. And
okay.
So I don't know how much experience he'd had with daylight operations.
Right.
But anyway, he found himself leading the raid.
Right, because he flipped the coin. Yeah.
Well, no, it was he was leading the attack.
Right.
But it was Blacksmith of 487 Squadron that he started the attack.
Right.
So Pickard came in with some of the Australians that were bombing.
Right.
And then Pickard had to orbit the target.
Yeah.
In order to assess the bomb damage and how successful the raid had been.
Right.
And if it was unsuccessful, 21 Squadron that was being held in reserve, their orders were to bomb the prison in its entirety.
Right. If the whole thing was unsuccessful.
Yes.
Gosh.
But Pickard got jumped by a Fokker-Wulf fighter because there was a German fighter base only about 7 miles away.
Okay.
And he got jumped by 2 and he shot down 1, but
right.
the other one got him.
Okay.
So he didn't.
And that was the end of the story.
So he didn't return from the operation.
Right. And is the place still standing?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's still a prison today. Yes.
Gosh.
And the walls are still there. They've repaired them, and you can see where the bomb damage was. But the prison buildings have changed.
Okay.
But the wall is just, and the gate and everything is just the same as it was.
You've been there and had a look, see, and
well, going by photographs.
Right.
And,
okay. And this is the new project here. So
yes.
In the future, I'll get people an update.
We'll update you as we
cool.
as we go along.
Really, really cool.
Yeah,
thanks very much.
Good, John. Yes.
Yeah, good
talking to you.
Okay. Aviation Centre. Yeah.